Can't hear you.
Why is he on mute?
Done. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop. I've done that 2-3 weeks in a row now. I'm Gav, that's Keith, that's Emmett, that's Johnny. It's a Sunday night cop. Liverpool have beaten West Ham 2-1 to go 13 points clear at the top of the Premier League with 6 games to go. Keith, I'm going to get straight into it. I don't give a bollocks about who we're playing. I don't give a fuck how we're performing. We're getting 3 points. Can we start just having a really nice time, Keith?
Oh, I'm having a great time, Gav, to be honest.
We out in the sun.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the bit of sun lately.
I was worried about you during the week.
A couple of weeks ago, but no, I've embraced it. I've embraced the good weather. It's great that it's finished now. The sun is gone for the year. Like that's a lovely time.
That's us done.
That's it. We've had a good run over here in the
4 days.
You know, it was great while it lasted. Got sick of it by day 3. Wishing for a bit of rain. You know yourself.
Yeah.
But no. I'm having a great time with Liverpool at the moment because I'm firmly in the camp of I couldn't care how we win the league. It annoys me actually all this shite narrative that's out there about being bad winners and all that. Couldn't care less. I grew up watching shite teams winning shite leagues for years and nobody said a thing. But because it's Liverpool now, all of a sudden it's becoming an issue. Couldn't care. Nobody remembers in 2 years, 3 years the quality or the standard of the league. I mean, you can argue that it's a crap league, or you could say it's a competitive league, considering the amount of teams that are still in the shake-up for the top 5 Champions League places that are there now. You know, it's there's not much separating Arsenal in second, and I don't know how far down you'd go. Well, no, realistically, Arsenal are a bit ahead of them, but you know, there's a close race below us, but we've made shipments to that league, and I think it's brilliant. I don't care if we stumble across games. I couldn't care less if we drew the next 6. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. Once we're crowned champions, I really couldn't give a shit.
6 draws would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because don't get me wrong.
You would be praying now your ass when you give it over.
I swear to God, I'd be all over the shop. I'd have to go into the major. I'd have to drop the John Player Blue. I'd be straight onto the major.
100% shy hemorrhage all over the place you'll be having in that one.
I just want the one.
Look, we all want to see great football. We all want to see, good attacking football, because why wouldn't you? But at the end of the day, we've waited a long time. We've waited, we gets thrown at us that we won an asterisk league and, in COVID, even though we were
That's a made-up asterisk, by the way.
Yeah. 100%. We're about 106 points clear by the time the fucking thing broke down. But this one, the fans will be there. The fans will enjoy it wherever game it may be on. But just enjoy it. Just win, get the win done. I couldn't care less how we do it. You said 6-0 all draws. Yeah, give me 6-0 all. I couldn't care less. We win the league. I could not care less. Once we win the league, once we get to have another title, because at the end of the day, I think I said this as well last week, this season's a free hit as such, because Arne Slot came in, wasn't expected to do anything. Put your hands up here even, and we're 4 fairly knowledgeable lads that knew anything about Arne Slot before he came in. None of us.
I watched 11 minutes of YouTube videos of the other team he used to manage, Feyenoord.
Yeah. None of us had a clue. And people, unless you're an avid follower of the Dutch league, nobody had a clue.
Unless you're a fucking spoofer.
Oh, well, that goes without saying. Yeah, that too. But, nobody had a clue what he was. He came in, he didn't shake up a squad. He came into a squad and literally made one sign into the group and never plays him. So he's going with the team that's there. It's the free hit of all free hits, and at the end of it, we're going to have 20 league titles. We're back, level with Manchester United, and by the way, they look fucking light years away from getting to 21, the state they're in. So I couldn't be happier with this. Let's see what he does next season. He'd probably jack it in if I was Arne Slot, to be honest, because he'll only go down after this, really, when he starts making his own team.
Could you imagine him on the last day of the season, right? Yeah. With the trophy presentation, and he just gets up and starts singing Pep Linders into the mic and fucks off. It'd be deadly. Yeah, just
that would be the shit hemorrhages all over the place. But no, I'm happy. I'm calm.
Shawnee, Keith mentioned something there about people telling you this and telling you that about the league and stuff like that. And I've just recorded the show with Matt, a reaction extra show with Matt from West Ham, and I was saying to him, this division is one team running at champions level, and the rest are running at you might get in the top 4 level. That's what it is, isn't it? Like, if you look at Arsenal, they're less than 2 points a game now, Arsenal, and that would usually might scrape 4th there. That's where the level of the rest are. So I don't know why Liverpool are being dragged down to make the rest of these teams look better when it should be. Yous didn't do enough. They did. Yous just didn't.
Yeah. I think, again, you point it, what everyone else thinks of Liverpool is none of our business is kind of the mentality I adapted for the longest time. Like, I think, per se, imagine, just being completely hypothetical, imagine it was Forest who were in with a chance of winning this league. The narrative would be, and look at the teams, look who's in the top. It's the most competitive league you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Everyone's taking points off everyone. That's fine. That's been kind of the rhetoric from probably 3rd to 17th. Bar us, we've been really good. I think, like, I had a feeling we were winning the league since Christmas anyway. I'm saying it in WhatsApp groups. It's done. And I probably killed my own enjoyment probably a little bit by kind of going early on it. But yeah, that felt nice today. But like, that's kind of been the start of the season. We've won loads of games by the odd goal this year, and I think, like, the first half I was delighted because it was like a bit more swashbuckling, Mo really involved, and I was thinking, this is our best performance in a while. And then obviously the second half happens, but like, that's the type of football that puts you in title races. That's the type of football that has us where we are. That's the type of football why we're 13 points clear. So I think it's probably a little bit symptomatic of that. We've made shite of the league, to tell you the perfect honest truth. We've lost 2 games like that. We're still on for a fairly like high points finish where we probably would have won the league every time, bar the last maybe 4 or 5 years with Pep going high 90s and teams we went high 90s and didn't win leagues. Do you know what I mean? So if people want to call us shite winners, that's fine. I'd much rather be shite winners than great losers, because we've been great losers way too many times up against that Man City team, and it's fucking brilliant. Like, the old adage is, after 38 league games, the table doesn't lie. And the story that table would tell was, I don't care about how you feel about injuries or who you didn't have or who you did have. 2024-25 season, Liverpool were miles ahead of the rest, and that shows. And it's like Keith said, I don't think anyone in the wildest dreams had us going for the title, but maybe we underestimated the squad that Klopp left, and Klopp did say that they were ready to go. The most exciting thing for me is, like, the last month, the areas where we can clearly improve. It's very obvious, I think, when you're looking at the squad, and I genuinely feel like that's going to be a big summer. I don't think it's going to be. I think the higher, I think it seems like to me that the shit in the background is being sorted. This has been the perfect season in so many ways. Obviously, probably would have liked it to go a little bit further in Europe, and maybe we get beaten in the Carabao Cup final. But you have to give Newcastle that flowers. They were better on the day, but not to go out on tangent. Like, to win the 20th league title in this fashion, all the questions around contracts coming to an end. I think the best solution, like, we've won. I think we've won in every aspect. People are turning around and go, I wish Trent was staying. No, because I just, again, paying that fella 320 grand a week just wouldn't have washed with me. So I think we've won. You know what I mean? Like, you seeing Bradley today, at times, it looks like he's going to flourish. I think we've won. Virgil and Mo are hanging around. The vibe in the club, the way they've spoke, hearing Mo speak about the club, hearing Virgil today, kissing the badge. There was loads of moments in the last week where it feels like this kind of culmination and comes to a head. The only thing I want to happen now in the next 5 to 6 weeks is for Arne Slot to get his flowers and for people to realise the job that the fella's done this season, because it's nothing short of magnificent, to be honest with you. Very minimal spend in the summer, taking over the man. We always say nobody likes to be the man after the man. Well, fucking how about being the man after the man, going on and delivering the league title? absolutely delighted. The session now, like I think even the biggest of shit the beds are pissed. No matter how badly we've been bitten in the past, surely now you can relax and enjoy the title. And again, don't pay any attention to the noise from the external, because it really doesn't matter, and they don't even believe what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like the one I probably would listen to, even though he loves the soundboy, is Roy Keane, because I think he's incapable of being dishonest, no matter who he's talking about. I think that's something Roy Keane is out, and listen to what he said. Like, you know what I mean? That's what a title winning team does, and we're totally deserving of it. No matter what Gary Neville, Jamie O'Hara, Gary O'Bonglaw, Troy Dean, like, listen to the Ginnets I'm naming now. Like, these are the people. Listen to these fucking absolute reprobates who have a voice in the media. Like, you know what I mean? Why is Michael Dawson telling me how to feel about a Scouser leaving Liverpool? Why should I? You know what I mean?
Nice one. Nice one,
When you think about it, like, Michael Dawson, the most vanilla centre back of all time, like, he's beyond Pro Evo. He's beyond Pro Evo.
Yeah.
Like, you know
I'd say
what I mean?
I'd say Michael Dawson rang New York and told all the New York people how to feel when Friends finished. You know, I'd say he definitely done
Michael
that.
Dawson is sitting down in front of his telly now, punishing his golf balls and his clubs, watching the end of the Masters, saying, "I can't wait."
Yeah.
That's like how he is. So look,
in a golf top and a hat, like full regalia.
So I think like, and
messaging Rory's family on Instagram, going, "Listen, this is how you should be feeling going up 14."
People can get dragged in and they listen to the show. You just don't. There's no point. It's pointless. You'll see stuff on message, and that's tribalism. Tribalism makes fucking each out of everyone. The only thing you should do is you have an opportunity now, unlike last time, in the next couple of weeks, to go out for a few beers. To go out with a few beers with your mates and Liverpool and rub it into fucking everyone. Because I'm telling you, as soon as we're shy again, they'll let us know. So
exactly.
They're trying to tell us we're shy anyway. Emma,
a big like I think everyone probably was a little bit taken back last. Like, we were all fucking. We were all standing in smoking areas last May in pubs in Liverpool, beer gardens, and balling our bleeding noise out, not knowing what the future held. We're going on to win the league. Do you know what? It's fucking. It's magic. It's absolutely magic, and I'm delighted. Like, I'm genuinely proud of the senior players in the team. Like Allison today, fucking incredible. Mo the last week, his demeanour, the stuff he was saying. I know all the shit during the season coming out and talking, but you can hear how much he loves the club. And then you're seeing Virgil today. Like, I'll say the last thing I'll say on it. A penny for your thoughts, Trent Alexander-Arnold, because there's no way he's walking out the door now.
Mo Salah confirmed his exit for me today, because he's talking about himself, and then he says, and he nearly lets the Virgil thing drop, but he never mentions Trent, so you wouldn't know.
And you know what? We spoke about at length. The ego, that will be fucking eating him up tonight going home, and I guarantee you that now, Trent. That will be eating him up. That hasn't been. It's all about the two boys now, and I'd imagine Virgil's extension is going to be in the same ilk as Mo, which was fucking masterful work from the media team, by the way. It was fucking brilliant. It was so well done. It's fucking great. I genuinely, like going off the back of a title winning season, I can't wait to go again, because I genuinely
don't be wishing your life away here, Shawnee.
No, I genuinely think from August we're going to be looking at the team going, we're at the piss in that league, and we're even stronger again.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I like to hear. I'm up for that. Emma, sorry, I have to read this out. Chris Keaton says, one of my mates once borrowed a pair of shoes of Michael Dawson's shoes. True story. There you go. Michael Dawson probably told him how to feel about it when he put them on. Emma,
put the right shoe on the right foot.
How do you feel about that? Emma,
they're haunting you. They're a little bit small.
No, they're things well. Jay, your heels are going to be in bits. Do you want a plaster? Emma, Shawnee mentions there, ignore the outside noise and all that. I don't even know if we're going to talk about West Ham tonight. But Emma, he talks about the credit people should get. You know us, we all go into the season going, we can win the league, because that's the way it should be, in my opinion. But Arne Slot, for you, the job he's done. When you look at managers that have come in around clubs and they're lauded for, they're doing a really fucking great job, and you're kind of going, they've done fuck all. You know, he's come in, let's be fair, Emma, he has come into a really good squad, although at the start of the summer, it was like, well, that squad fell apart, what's he going to do? He's done a magnificent job. And even today after the game, he's like, well, to be honest, I thought West Ham might actually score again when we were going into injury time, but luckily enough, we got it. He's been so honest, straight down the line, hasn't given the media an inch. I thought he was going to get attacked from the outset because they were waiting, all that pent-up emotion that Klopp had them under the thumb for years, but he's been brilliant, Emma. Absolutely brilliant.
It's been unbelievable. Like at least twice a week, I put into our WhatsApp group that I could listen to Slot all day. You could probably watch the press conference over and over again. Just the way he handles the media. I thought he was fairly quiet at the start in terms of crowd and stuff like that, and that was just kind of feeling his way in. But what he's done is he's just made us a little bit better at the back. The team last year, there was nothing really wrong with it, bar injuries and running out of steam. And we conceded an awful lot of goals as well. I don't know how many times we went behind in games. But he's come in and he's basically just solidified. We're not as gung-ho. It's some cojones to come in and only Roy Chiesa and then never fucking play him and then go and win a league. Like everybody had him written off before he came. And just, I agree with Shawnee. I don't think he's getting enough credit. So I'd love to see him. Maybe you mentioned Roy Keane. I actually like Roy Keane. And before you said it, I was going to say, whatever happened to that's the way champions win leagues. They play poorly and still get the result. That's all disappeared. Nobody says that anymore, bar obviously Roy Keane. But in terms of Arne Slot, the exciting thing about Arne Slot is he's had his season now to look at this squad. He knows full well, and I'd say conversations have probably already been had with lads that are either in his plans or not in his plans. The exciting thing, to kind of touch on what Shawnee says, is we're going to be even better next season. We let slip earlier on this week before the press conference on Friday when he let slip that they've been telling players, or he said, we don't have to tell players now that he's staying. They know that he's staying. So to me, there's conversations already going on, and they were already telling people that Salah is staying. Virgil, I think, will be announced in the next day or two. I hope it's as big of a kind of a deal as what Salah got. I don't know what they could give him. Obviously, you've got Salah in his king's chair, but I don't know what they could do for him.
I've a huge show for Ronald Koeman with red baubles and a Christmas
tree.
Oh
yeah, I hear that.
Like I don't give a bollocks. Just put a big Christmas tree in the middle of Anfield at night, and Ronald Koeman comes out with a load of baubles, and they put them on the Christmas tree, and then as they walk away, Ronald Koeman taps Virgil and says, "Oh look," and there's a present under the tree for him, and it's a new contract. It'd be fantastic, and the ever go mad.
But there's only a handful of managers that have come in and won the Premier League in their first attempt, isn't there? Mourinho did it, didn't he?
Yeah, Mourinho done it. Yeah,
somebody else did it.
Wenger
did a few of them Chelsea's do it.
Someone did
Ancelotti do it?
Conte might have done it.
Conte, yeah. So look, I don't think he has got his flowers. Hopefully, he does get his flowers between now and the end of the season. But I have a feeling that for the length of time that he's going to be here, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for him to get his flowers.
What are you laughing at? I don't know what you're laughing at, because there's a few there that I'm laughing at.
Dude, Hullet sitting on a shed.
Yeah, and Chris Hockley says,
classic father Ted show if anyone does that.
Chris Hockley says, R.I.P. win the dog, replaced with draw the turtle. So there you go.
Dude, Hullet sitting on a shed.
Just to put on the outside noise, what Keith was saying about being shite winners and stuff like that. What about shite challengers? No one's mentioning nobody fucking putting it up to us.
Yeah, but I keep saying to you,
I'm not going to get back into what I'm listening to.
But I keep saying to you, they have to make excuses for themselves, and the only one they can point at in order to make excuses for themselves is us. Do you know what I mean? Like, just take it on the fucking chin and go, do you know what? They've been fucking excellent. We haven't. End of story. End of story. Like, how many times have we watched a United team win a league? And people are going, United only won it with this and United only won it with that. But can you argue that? Because look, if United win it with 85 points, you're going, that's a really fucking competitive league. But they probably wasn't. they probably won it by 9 or 10 anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I've never looked at a United team winning the league and went, oh well, they're shy champions. I'm gonna go, no, they're just champions. We're not. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way it should be. And it's all the deflection. It's all deflection away from yourselves and everything else. If you're pointing at the team that have the most points and saying, well, that they're not good champions, they only won it because of this. Why are you making it all up?
Well, it was friend of the show, Roy Keane, who first coined the term "bad champions" the year after we won it, and said we were the worst defending champions ever. I've never heard that either before, and I haven't heard it mentioned about Man City this year either. So it's only ever about Liverpool, only ever will be about Liverpool. Like never heard bad champions. Like you're gonna win the league and it's a shit league. Like we'll stop. It was like when we won it the last time, null and void it because people were dying. So it's the only fair thing to do. People lose their shit and lose their rationale when it comes to Liverpool. So I mean, in some ways you have to admire it that they're so blatant about it, but fuck them, I couldn't care less. Win the league and I'll be happy.
Keith, staying with you, it was mentioned there earlier about winning the league and then looking at it and saying, we've won that league and we can improve and stuff like that. Just going back to the Mo Salah contract and the Virgil contract, because you went on shows during the week with it. How big is it that you've done this? Because I think it's huge. I think it's massive in how you can plan for the next year or two and have a really good foundation to set out your plans over the next 2 years. But it's also big that them players are signing, which means the club must be telling them we're going to be doing this, this and this. Because these players aren't sitting there for a wage, Keith. They want to win. They're 33 years of age. They want to win.
Yeah. I mean, I've been quite vocal. I didn't think they were going to sign. I thought they were all going to just leave. I thought we were going to get the Kevin De Bruyne sort of letter to the fans. Thanks for everything, but all things come to an end type of thing. I said it on the show last week. I've tweeted about it. So I was genuinely surprised when the news started to break that the two of them were close to signing. And when it comes from, horny Arnie, we don't all like him here, but he does have Richard Hughes' ear. When it comes from Paul Joyce, there's a bit of substance to it. 10 minutes later, it'll come from Fabrizio Romano to take him whatever way you want. But, it's coming from the people that you trust and and then the Salah one gets done quite quick and you're expecting is Virgil going to be in an hour? I remember on Friday morning we all thought at 9 o'clock they'd announce Virgil. What's going on here?
It's the 11th of the 4th.
Yeah, people were going mad. The whole rationale was going mad. But the fact that you get these two signed up, I agree totally with what Shawnee said earlier about Trent. Look, Trent, like him or load him, you have your opinions, and a lot of people's opinions will have changed on him based on how this thing has gone. But I wouldn't have wanted to commit 300,000 a week to a right back. Right, simple as that. There's no way. Yeah, not stuck with him then, but Van Dijk and Salah they're bigger. What they give you on the pitch is nearly not outweighed, but it's nearly equal to what you're getting off the pitch, what you get as a club.
Yeah, but it's only a 2-year deal as well.
Well,
if you're handing 300 plus to a guy for 5 years, it's setting you up for new signings. Going, can I have that as well, please? Exactly.
I mean, it's a slippery slope, and the thing with Liverpool is, I know Michael Edwards isn't in charge directly of the affairs at Liverpool, but Richard Hughes does report into him. He doesn't want Liverpool to become a Manchester United. He doesn't want to be giving them mad wages and opening themselves up to, every Tom, Dick and Harry. Not that we have that many Tom, Dick and Harrys, but that they all come and looking for ridiculous money. I just think Salah and Virgil represent more to Liverpool, as in they'd be harder to replace than Trent would. Harder to replace than Trent. And I think to get these two done, it was a surprise to me, but it does give out the impression, it gives out the vibes now to everybody that Liverpool mean business again. You saw, I'm sure you also saw Ole Aine, his Instagram video when he got the news was quite funny. The reaction to those by those type of players that are like, oh, it's done, Liverpool have done it again. That tells you what you need to know. at the stature of what Mo Salah is and what Virgil van Dijk is. Even if I've been quite critical of them performance wise recently, but am I happy if Mo Salah signs? Yeah. Am I happy if Virgil van Dijk signs? Absolutely. So give me them two and we go from there. There's a few others that need to be worked on. Richard Hughes has gone from zero to hero in the space of a week among the fans. He's got a rough ride since he's come in. Even off ourselves, we'd be sort of saying, "What the fuck is he doing? We're not signing players and we're not renewing contracts. What's happening here?" But the amount of work that's going on in the background, surprisingly, that we're not privy to. That we don't hear on Twitter or anything like that. The shock horror, they don't let us know. The amount of work that must have gone into securing these deals is huge. The fact that Slot came out and said that he didn't want many signings or any signings because he wanted to evaluate the squad that was there tells you that, right, maybe it wasn't the case of Richard Hughes just sitting on his finger for the summer and hoping for the best. Maybe this was the plan all along. Who knows? I think this summer will be a big summer. I think there will be big movements at Liverpool because I remember hearing a Feyenoord fan saying, if you think Slot's good in his first year, wait till you see his second year and wait till you see how ruthless he can be with some established players. So it will be interesting to see what he brings in. He knows what he wants now. He knows who we can trust. I think we all know who we can trust. And he will bring in players to supplement and complement that. And that is something I'm looking forward to seeing. But in the space of a week, the fortunes have turned in that side of things. We win the league, we tie down Salah, we should tie down Van Dijk. Trent skulks out the back door. And we move on. Liverpool stay Liverpool. No one's ever bigger than the club, but it's nice to keep these big eggs here as well.
Yeah, before we move on, a lot of people everyone will see on screen there's a little QR code there for NordVPN. They are sponsoring this show, by the way. The link is in the description if you want to avail of NordVPN, and there's some ridiculous offers from them. If you click on the link, I think you can get monthly plans, you can get yearly plans, you can get two yearly plans as well, and I think you get an extra 4 months free if you sign up to those. But people are wondering, like, if you don't know what a VPN is, and you're wondering what do I use it for, I was actually thinking about it earlier and what these lads in front of me use it for. I have a NordVPN, they're dead handy. Keith, when it comes to you and your VPN, all I can think of is South American football. You can't get it over here, so you nicely switch yourself over into one of the South American countries and away you go, Colo Colo and all the lads are on.
Oh, yeah, big Colo Colo man here. And Huachipatos in the Chilean league. I'm a big Chilean league fanatic. O'Higgins, all the big boys, Universidad de Chile. But I love watching all that sort of football. And you know what I love as well? Sometimes you just want to hear different commentary as well. So I like the VPNs just for, something different. But yeah, you can get a lot of stuff. I like looking at. I'm a weirdo in the sense that, like,
you can just stop there. There's no need to go on.
I know. Yes, it answers a lot of questions. But I don't watch a lot of Premier League football. I watch Liverpool, and I've not really got any interest in the others. But I'd watch, the Chilean league or the Colombian league or the Bolivian league, the strongest, my favourites in South America. I won a fortune off them before.
Yeah,
I'd watch all that shit rather than watch Man City against Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm into, and that's, weird as it may be, that's where I am. And the LVPNs are great for that sort of thing.
Shawnee, VPNs, you use them. When it comes to it's the security side of it, when you're away and you're on the public Wi-Fi and everything else, you can lash on the VPN. Are you using the VPN when you're over on your holidays? Or you're over in Liverpool? Because you do use them. You've said to me before that, oh yeah, I use that. It's deadly.
Yeah, it's that's just dead handy. The thing where I love about I use NordVPN as well. The thing where I love about it is it's so easy to use.
Yeah.
Like you just it's in the top of your browser. You just pick a location. It's great if you want to use streaming services from countries that are not readily available in the country where you reside. For example, the one in England that's 3 letters and has very good streaming player for loads of good series
All
and
the good
documentaries
stuff.
and match of the day and all kinds of anything. So
Yeah.
now it is handy. If you've never used one and a kind of thought to yourself, oh, I wouldn't have any use, I'll tell you what to do. I'm sure they probably give them free trials.
Yeah.
Jump on, have a look at it for a week. Have a flick around your different streaming services that you might use, and see the difference in the type of shows that you can access.
Yes.
Um, especially if you're living in the UK and you have a hard time getting 3 o'clock kickoffs, which is the most fucking archaic, barbaric bullshit
Yeah.
that a lot of people still have to deal with. It's ideal for that as well. So yeah, look, again, there's been some shite put up in this podcast that we said, oh yeah, it's great, use it, and we never really did. But I can tell you from NordVPN is definitely
Not it.
You're a
yeah,
bad bastard.
yeah. I'm just
Oh my
telling the
god.
truth. Like, listen, Gav, hold on a sec, right? You're sitting
No.
there and saying to me about your security. Nobody gives a bollock.
No, no. To be honest with you, it is because I think the biggest
You're
thing is
not
the
going to get
public
a lot.
Wi-Fi.
Listen, use NordVPN if you have blokes ringing you, telling you that there's €85 gone out of your Amazon account and you need to get it back.
Correct.
You all know the type. So
Yeah.
if you want to stop that
Anyone else
shit,
getting loads of calls from Belgium recently?
Yeah. Big.
Are
The
you
Belgians
getting
are
it?
big in the
Yeah.
fake phone calls
Yeah.
scene,
The
aren't they?
Belgians seem to be mad into it, don't they?
Yeah, and you wouldn't think the Belgians, would you?
No.
They'd be
you
one
wouldn't
of the
think so.
last ones you'd
I don't
suspect.
think they're originally from Belgium.
Yeah,
Well,
No.
peculiarly, they all sound like they're in New Delhi for some sort of reason. But listen,
Well,
that's
the
a
Belgians
story
seems to be
for
mad
another
into it. In
day.
fairness to them.
Yeah.
Lastly, the voices. It's not restricted. NordVPN isn't restricted to just one device, Emma. So you and all the people in your gaff can use all the tablets and all the bits and pieces, whatever you want. Loads of devices. So would you be interested, Emma, in putting it on loads of devices?
Yeah, I'm actually using it at the moment. I've got the golf up above my head on a smart TV. The smart TV downstairs, 1, 2 in the bedrooms, and
Two tellies
then
in your bedroom?
no, two a telly in each bedroom.
Oh.
Emmett's actually in Stockley Park down the park.
Emma's up to his eyes here.
But look,
I don't know why we're interrupting. He's trying to do a close offside call here.
the amount of things that are hooked up to the Wi-Fi in this house is unbelievable. So yeah, I think you can have up to 10 devices.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
There you go.
like Shawnee said, it is ideal for the players that you can't necessarily access from Ireland.
Yeah, it's deadly.
Because there's an awful lot of decent stuff that does beyond that. So
Yeah, it's deadly. Switching over to the American stuff is deadly. If you're watching on any device, you can scan that QR code. It gives you a unique link to us. You can get your NordVPN. Like I said, there's loads of options for time, the amount of time you want to have it for. And I think it's 4 months free on a lot of the offers. Anyway, Shawnee, back to the good times.
Put it in China unless you want to be hit by Trump's tariffs.
Yeah, don't go near China. It costs you an extra 125% to buy it from there, off the lads. Shawnee, the good times. What should we be doing for the next 6 weeks? What should we be doing, Shawnee? Just having a great time. Are we rubbing it in? Are we concentrating more on rubbing it in on people, or are we just fuck them? We're having a nice time.
Listen, do you know what, Gav? I mean, I don't want to mean. It means different things to different people. Obviously, we had a bit of a howley on when we won it during the lockdown. But like, you'd be able to go out now with your mates, or maybe you'd a son who was born in 2019-20, who was probably 4 or 5 now and was into football, and you're getting to bleed. Like, think about it. These conversations that we're having, we're trying to deliberate what way we're going to celebrate a league title. So, like, everyone will do their own thing, but just enjoy it. Down for a second, get caught up in all the bullshit on the outside. And it's brilliant now. We don't really need to worry about who's going out and who's staying. We know who we're going to have next year. And the thing for me is, like, it's a team that's ready to go again. So the next 6 weeks, like, do what you will with it. If you want to rub it in, yeah. If you want to be that fucker in the office who's just rubbing it into everyone's face, you can do that. Just don't do what Rory McIlroy is doing now in Augusta and shit your pants.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the worst thing you could do in the next
Yeah.
season.
Rose
So,
was
no,
red level.
yeah, no, drink it in, enjoy it. If you're lucky enough to be at one of the home games between now and the end of the season, sing your fucking heart out. That's what I'd say. Make loads of noise and enjoy every second. You don't realise how privileged you are to get to go every week and to be lucky enough to have tickets for any of the remaining Anfield games. Just make as much fucking noise as you can. And if you're outside the ground, make as much noise as you can. And if you're in Liverpool on the Sunday we win the league, come over and say hello. We'll be all running amok.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I genuinely can't. And
You
I'm
bring
not
bail
gonna
money
lie,
with you. It'd be fantastic as
I've
well.
so much on between now and that fucking the procession. The worst thing about it is I'm going to be up at about 2:30 in the morning in some hotel room in Japan, screaming the gaff down when we win the league because the game's going to be on at an ungodly
When
hour
are you
in the
going to
morning.
Japan?
The 24th, so the day before the Spurs game, which I call it.
3 days before the Spurs game.
Yeah, I'm going to be in some fucking Japanese restaurant at 2:30 in the morning, volleying sake all over the gaff. And they're all going to say,
Yeah, get sushi.
yeah, absolutely running them. So look, wherever you are in the world, whoever you're with,
You could start. You could like you'd be like an Endo Ultra going around the gaff.
He's going over to Endo's gaff.
Are you going over to Endo's family on behalf of Craig Dawson? Or
yeah, I'm gonna
your man Dawson
walk
just to
up
tell him
the
how
door.
to feel about their son winning the league.
I'm watching us lift the toil and then those Mars gaff.
Yeah.
Loads of sushi, loads of sake, whatever you have. Look, listen, whatever you're doing, just fucking it. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Don't be listening to the naysayers. Probably throw out a little bit of bait on the odd social media. I have our Instagram comment sections on a mad one at the moment, to be honest with you. It's fucking
Enjoying
great.
yourself?
Listen, you know me.
Lovely time.
Nobody loves boiling piss quite like me. Yeah, no, it's fucking great. I can't wait. I can't wait to just divulge in all the content that's going to come out, because I think the club have actually went up levels in the recent years in terms of that media and how they're doing stuff. It's fucking brilliant. Like, again, Mo signs the other day, you're thinking, oh, where's it going to go? And then he looks electric again today, all of a sudden again, and then he gets an assist, and then there's more records being broken. We're in a really, really lovely moment here as Liverpool fans, I think. We probably spend way too much time giving out to each other.
Yeah.
I hope people really drank in and enjoyed it this year, because it was fucking. I don't know about you. Some of my favourite Liverpool seasons is one where we haven't won trophies, but this one is right up here for me. Just in terms of how it's played out. To be honest with you, it's absolutely brilliant, and I can only imagine what that parade is going to be like on the Monday. In Liverpool City Centre, genuinely, it's going to be.
They reckon 1 million people will be in Liverpool City Centre.
Yeah, 1 million people, and I'd say 95% of them will be lost. So it's fucking great. You know? Deadly.
I was talking to a guy.
Japan jet lag's a killer. Will you? Jet lag is for pussies. It's not real.
Jet lag is not a real thing.
Don't sleep. Just don't sleep, Bill. Just stay awake.
Just stay awake, yeah, and then just have a nice 8 hours.
The sushi and sake will sort you out. Anyway.
I was talking to a guy the other day that works for Ryanair, right? Just talking about it. No, it wasn't him. This guy's a manager in Ryanair in Dublin Airport, and I was saying to him, you know, what's the crack with the last day of the season? He said he's never seen anything like it. He said he's never seen anything like it in sporting events. He said concerts on, you get people wanting to fly into Dublin. He said they could have put on another 100 flights out of Dublin Airport over that weekend for Liverpool fans, without a shadow of a doubt. He said, ridiculous. He said they had to add flights, they had to move their schedule around to try to get more flights. They tried taking flights off, going to other countries, keeping them on the slot in Dublin and getting them go to Liverpool instead. Said he's seen nothing like it. Emma, you love a TikTok, right? You love all the social media. You love that. You'll start crying and all. You'll be watching stuff now for ages and you'll be crying and all. Is this what you're looking forward to? Is this where the club, if Liverpool confirm themselves as champions next weekend or the weekend after, the club will have a lovely time for a month, basically, more or less a month before they get given the trophy. Is this what you're in it for? Because I know this is what you're in it for, Emma. Come on.
Big time, because like Shawnee said, we didn't really get to celebrate it the last time. Probably celebrated it with friends in houses, or I mean, you lads celebrated it online.
Losers, aren't we? Oh,
No.
You, Emma, you prick,
I was watching.
Fuck you, Emma, you prick, yeah.
No,
celebrated online, did you?
Watching it on one of your 10 tellies, you prick.
I was in my sitting room by myself. Like it just didn't feel right. And the fact that we're gonna absolutely upend the gaff altogether over there, and with loads of people that are likely to be over there as well, it's just I can't wait. I've been to the last 2 parades and they're unbelievable, and I imagine that this is only going to be 10 times better. It's particularly the fact that we didn't get one the last time. It's just bags of cans all over the place. You're wading through bags of cans, empty cans, and everything on the streets. The place does be off the charts, like, and I'm living for it now. I might try and get over early, about 2 weeks early. It's just going to be unbelievable. I can't wait for it. I just think it's going to be a massive release. I know you said earlier on you don't give a fuck where we win it. I just want us to win it on the pitch. I don't want it to be Arsenal losing a game and that confirms Liverpool as champions. I want the full whistle to go and then that they be that.
It's 50-50 though, because if Arsenal lose to Ipswich next week, if Arsenal lose to Ipswich next week, I think Liverpool can win it against Leicester, right?
Yeah.
But if we both win next weekend, don't Arsenal play before us again?
Yeah.
Right?
It won't matter though.
No, but what I'm saying is if Arsenal play before us again and don't win, we be confirmed champions, because they play Ipswich next week, right? And then they play Palace during the week.
During the week, after them on the Sunday.
Yeah. Palace, they play Palace during the week, so there's a good chance of it not being what you want them. Sorry to tell
that's not what I want. It's more so for I want for the fans. Like there's none of this where the lads are sitting out the back of a hotel having a fucking barbecue, waiting for someone to score a penalty for us to win the league. I just think that's poxy. I just think it'd be much. Time. No, I'm sure they did. And the footage that you got on Sky and Klopp crying and all that kind of stuff, that'll live long in the memory. But I just think there's something about winning it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
In the stadium.
To be fair, my perfect scenario is that they both win next weekend. Arsenal beat Palace, and then we go and beat Spurs. That's my perfect scenario. But if they want to lose to Ipswich and we beat Leicester and win it there, great. If they want to draw with Ipswich and we draw, and whatever way it comes, the only thing I will say to you, Emma, is regardless of it, we're going to have a home game against Spurs where we can either be champions, where you can celebrate, or you can win it on the day, which I think is great. Keith, before we go, Emma mentions there about the fans and stuff like that, and we've given Slot loads of credit and the players loads of credit and all, but like I think of people with kids, you know, that maybe are 15 years old, and if you go back 5 years, you're only 10 years old, and a league was won, and it was kind of, didn't even know that league was being won, because 10-year-olds, right, they can pay a lot of attention to football, but that side of it, I think it's huge for these people that, you know, when they win the league, you can, you know, fathers or mothers with their sons or daughters going, now this is what it's about. Remember that one 5 years ago? We loved it and all, we made the best of it, but this is what it's about, Keith. That's what so many people have to be looking forward to, like Emmett said.
And it's something that we missed out on as 15-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was 9, I think, when Liverpool last won it before Klopp.
I was 8,
do you know what I mean? Like, so... You know, so we didn't get that sort of, and you're right, that sort of group and that cohort of fans that are really getting into it, really starting to find, you know, their way, starting to be into the match, starting to go to matches, whether that be even like League of Ireland matches, which I know in sort of Zach and his mates are starting to really get into going to League of Ireland stuff and all that. And it's introducing you to football, and we were all brought up and hooked into Liverpool as kids because, you know, Liverpool were winning titles and, you know, that's how we were. And it grew from there. And a lot of people didn't get that. So it's good. It's good for people to have the experience of going to see the team lifting it in front of a packed house, in front of, in front of fans that have been starved of it. Whether they're kids or adults, as we said, no one was there when we lifted that title. There was a loud outside Anfield, when they letting off bleeding fireworks and all, and we weren't the way we've been talking about it. It wasn't exactly the Blitz the last time we won it in World War II. We were in the Camden when they lifted the title as well. So,
it's not too dissimilar, to be honest with you, on the Saturday night. Let me tell you.
So it's but it's going to be different. It's going to hit like crack because the fans. Man City, we've had to watch Man City lifting the title on the last day of the season for the last few years, many a time, and they've got into it. 6,000 fans or whatever they have would be there with their t-shirts on, and they would be having a lovely day. But I think this is going to be different. I think this is going to be absolute, scenes, as the kids will say, as Emma and the TikTok generation would say. It's going to be scenes because, look, we may have shed a tear when Klopp was leaving Liverpool last year. I'd say there'll be tears shed when anyone that's in that ground watching them lifting the title, watching Virgil lifting that league title, would shed tears. So, look, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for kids, for adults, for people who've seen it and done it all that maybe didn't think they'd see it again. So, it's a magical time and enjoy it. But like my son is 11. He actually jumped on the pod when we last won it, the night that they were in the hotel. Mm-hmm. And, even looking at the difference in him then and now, when you see the aging and the, getting more into it and all, it'll be brilliant for them. But look, it's a great time to be alive. And isn't it lovely to be getting chased by Arsenal rather than Man City? Like, hasn't that been refreshing? That at no point, and it's easy to say it now, at no point did I think they'd catch us, because we've said it all along, they don't have the onions. It must be like what McElroy is going through here. he had the finish line in sight, and he's just now stuck in blatant quicksand, and everybody's catching him up, except for his mate Bryson DeChambeau, who must be about 12 shots behind him at this stage. So that little pack that went out, this back nine is fucking killing them. But it's great that it's Arsenal chasing us. Look, it's easy to have digs at Arsenal, but they never had the cojones, they never had the onions. They were making up shit all the way through, bringing in Win the Dog, creating North London forever. Like, it's laughable the shit that they've been doing, getting gaslighting everybody all year there about decisions. We have another one there yesterday. Did you see that supposed red card? Could have gone either way. Would have been, I don't think it was a blatant as ruthless a tackle as your man Keith Hackett was making out, which is a bit weird.
That 17 points plus 17 points and a red card for that as well. They would have been right back in it as well. So,
well, that would have put them back in the mixer. But your man Keith Hackett has come out of nowhere, hasn't he, as the voice of refereeing decisions. When he went to do his refereeing courses, he went on a horse. He's that fucking old. So I wouldn't be listening to him about what's right in football and what's wrong. The fella doesn't have a blatant clue.
Where did he come from?
I say he's struggling with the
McElroy from Mayo, by the way.
What?
Is Rory McIlroy from Mayo?
No.
He must have been on that bus. He
must have relatives.
He must have been on that bus, I'd say.
They've tried their best to hand that Masters to Rory McIlroy, and he's decided to go chasing it. I don't know why he's gone chasing it. You could just hit it around the place.
Oh my God, he just had to leave one on the lip there for the bogey. My Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway.
I watch United anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't do anything on West Ham. We won. Just to let you know, we won.
Just to say about West Ham, apparently their fans were impeccably observed the minute silence and all that by all accounts. There was no shy from them. Fair play. It shouldn't have to be a little special mention, but the amount of teams that don't sort of respect things like that, I think it's only right to give them a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fairness, when I was watching them today, it would have been really easy for West Ham to go, listen, we're not going down, we're not getting Europe. Let's get the season over and turned up and taken a 2 or 3-0 and walked off. But they quit themselves really, really well, I thought. And It's unfortunate that lad Paqueta is in serious fucking bother, apparently, because he's a really
lovely
fucking
player,
good
isn't
player.
he?
He's a
Yeah,
really good
great
player. Anyway, that is it. We'll be back next
He
Sunday.
wouldn't
We'll
have got caught if he used NordVPN.
yeah, that's correct. See, there you go. See, we're winners at this. We're fucking deadly at it. Anyway, that's been it. We'll be back next Sunday. God knows what it'll be next Sunday. We could be champions next Sunday. We could be just doing more of this where we tell each other how deadly Liverpool are. But that's what we're in it for. That's been Keith. That's been Emmett. Oh, by the way, before we go, anything else before we go, Keith?
No, nothing,
I'm obsessed with
nothing really.
songs that could be karaoke tunes.
I thought you said schlongs there. I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
where
no.
are we going with
No, that was
this?
last week.
Oof, oof.
That was-
He getting hot under the collar. I'm obsessed with songs that could be karaoke material.
Good karaoke jams. And where are you landing on it?
So many different areas. So many different areas. I might do up a
You
list
need-
of 5 and send them to you.
Yeah, you need to get one that'll get the crowd on board.
Yeah.
You need to
Have
get
you all
something
gone the
that-
croc?
Yeah, we'll either end on the Croc or Little Coopers, which is the banana. most
I
bananas.
genuinely reckon Cooper's will be like one flew out of the cuckoos next
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
There we go.
From about Thursday morning, in fairness. Yeah, so I'm just saying, Keith, 5 songs. I might send them. I might send
them
them
on.
and send
They
them.
will
on.
send them as a voice note, Gav. Give us a little.
Oh yeah, I could do a little
flavour
chorus
of
of
them.
each of them for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good show.
yeah.
Anything else, Keith, before we go? Anyway, no.
No, nothing. Looking forward to watching the end of the Masters here.
Yeah.
Manchester United's Rory McIlroy having an awful
Yeah,
time of it.
Rory McIlroy at it again.
Yeah.
Shawnee, anything else before we go?
Yeah, if Rory McIlroy had used a VPN and had a tricolour beside his name, he would have won this Masters. So there's
There you go.
another one.
Yeah,
Easy
there you go.
peasy.
Emma,
Yeah.
anything else before we go?
Just on celebrations, and Keith mentioned Arsenal.
We'd be having on that fucking hammer now.
No, we're going. Do enjoy it. Like Shawnee said, make the most of it. Arsenal haven't had a chance to celebrate one in over 20 years. So you never know when our next one will be. So make the most of it and rub it in everybody's face.
Good.
The next one will be this season if you listen to their fans.
Yeah, there you go. Right, that has been it. Thanks a million to Keith, Emma, Shawnee. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And if you're interested in our Patreon, patreon.com/Talkin Kop. You can go over there, try it for a month, see what you think. We're fairly confident you'll like it and you'll stay with it. So that is that as well. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.